DiPaolo was like the Hulk Hogan's of today. He was a big star in wrestling, along with people like Gorgeous George and Bobo Brazil, and there are so many. And as I said, he has seen the game from inside and outside the ring, and is with us this morning to talk about it, reminisce a little bit. Nice to have you with us today.
Oh, same here, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here.
What do you think of what's going on with wrestling today?
I wish I wasn't making the money they're making right now.
I'm not surprised.
I think it's just an explosion that due to all the exposure that the kids been getting. I know it's true. I got a pretty good feeling being in the restaurant business, and I have the kids coming in, and I showed you before, I have a bunch of these little things that I give to the kids if they eat good, okay? I give these little pictures, and you know, the same
picture we just showed.
Same picture,
yeah,
and this is really a business card for your restaurant, right? Ilio DiPaolo's.
Right.
And neat, and the kids love it.
And I plan them by the 10,000 at a time, because people come in and they bring the mama and papa, the people that were following, like the audience here, a lot of them used to watch us on TV. So now, if they got a grandson or granddaughter, come on, I'll take you to see a wrestler that I used to watch at my time.
Yeah.
You see? And they bring them down. So to me, it give me a second, not a shot on the arm, because you know, the business was doing good, but it gave me a second life to say, well,
it's great.
You know, that used to do, people still recognize you, and now they bring the kids. You know, the kids say, what? I never see him wrestling. You know, I never see me on TV. But
what do you think of the call that we got from one of our viewers who said, well, he kind of resents it because it's not really like the wrestling in college and high school?
Of course not. Impossible. If you have a supply, do what we do, vertical from 7 foot up in the air. You know, when the guys got the thing up and they both fall backwards, okay? Disqualify you, and you wrestle in high school. Anybody slam that you pick up the guy and throw him down, and not only throw him down, these guys lift off their feet with their body weight on top. You disqualified they never let you wrestle.
Yeah, the rules are a lot.
The rules are a lot different.
Yeah.
You know, but the rules for professional wrestling, you know, the guy's got his own opinion. He's entitled to his own opinion. Okay? Now, if he comes and talks to me directly, personally, then I respond different, but he's got his own opinion.
You do one of those spins with the guy.
No.
That's why I asked Bob to stay with us, because if you decide to demonstrate that airplane spin, I want to make sure.
He's out of my weight class.
The thing is, you forget that that's a show. Now, if you can put a show on and be able to beat your opponent, regardless how, you'll make the money.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing against college wrestling, but it's not a great spectator sport to watch, or high school wrestling.
I love to watch
but
you know, my kids wrestle. He saw one of my kids wrestle when he used to go up and
he had a very outstanding high school wrestler as a son.
Oh, it's terrific. I'm not putting it down, but I'm saying as a spectator sport, it's not as much fun.
It's not as flashy.
One of the things I want to ask you about, because it was true today, it is true today, and it was certainly true when you wrestled, to have a, I don't want to use the term gimmick, but a hold or something that becomes your theme song, and with you it was the airplane spin, is terribly important to being recognizable.
It become, as soon as that thing happened, that's become you. You know, you got the airplane spin, the whip Watson, the whip Vergania, the sleeper hold, and Fritz von Erika, the claw. You know, each one got their own.
Can we show this? We have some tape of you in the airplane spin, and I think this is Gorgeous George. It's on the receiving end.
Oh, the Gorgeous George. Yeah, that was that night was a big storm here in Buffalo.
When was this?
This was in 1958. That's a long time ago. It was almost, my God, 1958. That's the one.
Yeah. I'm getting dizzy watching that. This was a short match.
It was a very short match. but you know, this was a short match, 17 seconds. But if you watch this from the beginning, it lasts about 25 minutes. Because he did what Liberace do when you go to Melody Fair or to Art Park or whatever. Show the people the attires that he wears and all the diamonds, go down to the people and say, look what I got here, you beautiful lady, look what I got. I'm going to the, with this, you know, that's what you people paying for.
His entrance.
He killed 20 minutes before he goes and play. Gorgeous George, he throws his Georgie pains, whatever you used to call it, okay?
Yeah.
And for 20 minutes, he didn't do nothing. But he was a good wrestler outside that. He was good, but he never made any money until he started out, and he killed a lot of time.
We have some wonderful pictures that we don't want to forget to show, and some of these are Ilio. This is Luthez, right?
Yes, that's a Luthez, and Luthez was a champion, a world champion, when we only had one champion in the world. All over the world, there was a National Wrestling Alliance, and was recognized all over Europe, Asia, all over. And he was a champion. He lost sometimes. He lost for a year to Whipper Watson. And a couple other people like Pat O'Connor and Dick Hutton.
Well, it's a little like boxing in the sense that now you have more than one champion.
Right, but he was he was champion for 12 years.
I remember him well.
Athlete.
What else we got? We've got some other pictures, I think. Oh,
That's the
Bobo
cocoa
Brazil.
butt.
Yeah, the
that's Bobo.
cocoa butt.
That's Bobo.
Oh.
That's Bobo.
And you know what? He's still wrestling. You said that.
Yeah, somebody told me. I haven't seen him on TV, but somebody told me I saw Bobo wrestling. I don't know. He's not with National Wrestling, with World Wrestling Federation. He's with somebody else.
He's got to be in his 60s, right?
He's got to be. I'm 59 now.
Well, when did you decide to retire? I mean, what went into that decision?
Cindy, I had to retire because I had a bad ankle. And I couldn't. One time, the reason why I retired, I picked up the Beast, another guy that was at my time.
I remember him.
He had hairs all over. You know, he was a beast. And I picked him up with airplane spin, and I collapsed under it because my ankle was just so weak I couldn't stand on it. And I figured, well, that's the day. And at the same time, though, I had the business already opened up, the restaurant, so my time was a lot of demand at the restaurant. And when you can't produce in the ring, forget it. Get out. Yeah.
Bob, you wanted to jump
Well,
in?
it brings up a good point. A lot of people question whether or not it's real, but nobody talks about injuries. I mean, there's got to be a lot of injuries picked up in the jumping and the falling.
Right. Like I said before, I explained to the Sopranos by the slam. Those are brothers you see it happen all the time. Yukon Eric. You know,
In fact, we have a picture of
you
him.
got a picture of Yukon Eric.
There he is, who lost an ear.
He lost a hair. Now, he lost a hair. I tell you how he lost a hair.
Oh.
It happened in Montreal. Now, he had a hair like mine here. If he can put that thing on the
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
Okay, see, in fact, the top one was much bigger than mine. And when Kahle Kowalski jumped from the top rope the way they do now, he jumped with his knees, and Yukon was down there, he saw it, and he tried to avoid it. As he tried to avoid it, his knee went right across here. And he took the top cauliflower out, but all he had left is a little lobe down below. That's it.
What a monster of a man
He was a big
I loved him in the ring.
Killer Kowalski?
Kahle Kowalski, yeah. He was a great guy, too.
I love the names.
Now, this is Billy Red Lions, I think.
Billy Red Lions, yeah, Billy Red Lions. He was my partner a few times here in Buffalo, very popular. In fact, he's still on TV up in Toronto somehow. He's doing the commentating in Toronto.
You also mentioned earlier that the attraction of celebrities to wrestling is not really new, and you have some pictures, I know, with people like Primo Carnera, who was, of course, a fighter, and
then he became a wrestler.
Yeah, there he is.
That's him, a big guy. You thought I was big. Look at him. I look like a midget with him.
Yeah. And who else?
Well, we had that's Jack Dempsey referee in one of the matches. Jack Dempsey used to referee for us. Jack Sharkey used to referee for us, and a lot of Joe Louis refereed for us in Toronto and here in Buffalo.
Great. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. When Ilio wrestled, it was entertainment. They weren't allowed to wear the bands on the wrist or around the knees. They had to take them off, the tape.
They were doing it. They were trying to get away with it. They were trying to do all the time. You know, maybe they put them on the finger and the wrist a little bit and try, and the referee tried to get them out.
What would that do? What are the bands on?
Well, sometimes you'd be surprised what these guys put in there. Sometimes they used to put red hot pepper and they cut them across your eyes just when you sweat and everything else. It blinds you for a while. You know, people say, "What is he doing?" You know. Unbelievable.
Red hot peppers.
Red hot peppers.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that Ilio was one of the greatest. He was always so nice to the fans. I remember my father taking me and him signing the autographs. I'll never forget him. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
In fact, to tell you something, I have an Ilio DiPaolo autograph someplace at home, I'm sure.
Thank you. Maybe I give it to you in Dunkirk. At the flower hall. That's the name of the place.
It's very possible that you did. Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, it's a joy having you with us this morning. It's whatever you think of it. It's big money, and for a lot of people, a lot of fun.
They're making a bundle of money right now.
Are you going to get in the ring, Koshinski?
Am I going to get in the ring?
Madman Koshinski, I like that.
Yeah, Ilio and I are going to team up.
How about a tag team?
I have to eat up a little bit at his restaurant for a couple of days, and we'll get out.